Oh my God, everybody. Welcome to Hot Dad's Podcast. Today, our guest I will intro very shortly. But first, hi, I'm your host. She immediately rolled her eyes. I'm your host, Maria Heinegg. You can find me online, MariaHeinegg on all the usual sites. And my co-host, Gracie, is out of town in Philly. Gracie, we miss you. So you can find her online at SAVEGRACIECANAAN. And then now, and also you can find us, although you already have because you're listening, watching, whatever, YouTube, Spotify, all the places, Apple iTunes, I don't even know what things are. At Hot Dads Pod on Instagram, and you can email us at hotdadspodcast@gmail.com if you have any complaints or dick pics that you want to send through. We'll take it all. Or complaining dick pics. I'm not really sure what. Yeah, you get it. Now let's intro our guest. She's amazing. She's a comedian. I've known her for a long time, and I'm a huge fan. Put your hands together right now for Myka Fox. Hey,
what an
Myka.
Intro.
Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much, Maria.
You're welcome.
Now what?
I've known you. Now what? Great. Thanks for your help.
Now what do we do? Yeah, I've known you a long time.
Yeah, probably a decade, right? Maybe longer.
Could be longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been in the city for like 15 years. So
Yeah, and I've been in the city for 11.
Wow.
So probably the whole time.
Yeah.
And we're both finally 30 years old, which is great.
Yeah, don't tell my manager that. She thinks I'm 50. No, it'll break her heart. She's like, you want to play another grandma? No, I don't.
You
No way.
can tell my manager whatever you want, because like the last thing we texted about, she just never texted me back.
Cool.
So
Cool.
I don't know if she's still my manager or not.
Cool. Probably say manager.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Just like we're like the poor unfortunate souls.
Yeah.
You get it.
Yeah. Managers. Anyway. So how's your day been? What are you up to?
I got some fucking sun on the skin.
Hell yeah.
I went to Maria Hernandez Park.
Yeah.
If all the cool kids can find me at Maria Hernandez.
You can't say her name, but you're a huge fan.
Say her name.
Maria Hernandez.
Absolutely.
Maria Hernandez.
Got some sun.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Played with the cat.
Were you at the park? You brought the cat to the park?
Hell no. I've learned my lesson. She has been to that park, actually.
Oh, really?
When I first got her, I put her on a leash and brought her to that park.
I feel like everyone who's a cat owner has done that at some point. They're like, my cat's going to be a leash cat. And then the cat's like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, no. It takes like being like actually homeless for your cat to be chill with that.
I mean, you have to be really dedicated. I think it's like when people are like, I'm going to get a dog and I'm going to train that dog. And it's like,
yeah,
your dog is not going to be trained unless you're really into it and you're going to like watch YouTube videos or you're going to pay someone else to do it. Like
100%.
It's not some like, oh, I'm going to try twice in my apartment and then it's going to be a good dog.
Yeah. You know what cats are really good at? Doing their own thing.
Yeah.
They're fucking great at that. And they don't need a lot of coaching, you know what I mean?
They're also not interested in your coaching.
No.
They're like, I don't need any feedback, but thank you. But I'm going to give you all the feedback I want to give you.
Totally. Like, we had a backyard. She killed so many rats and birds. I was like,
Just
I didn't have to
loving
teach her to do any of that shit. She was a house cat for fucking 8 years. Let her outside. She's like, ka-cha, ka-cha, ka-cha. I was like, you know what?
Instincts, baby.
Instincts. I don't need to stick this bitch on a leash. She knows what she needs to do.
Did she bring them to you as gifts afterward?
Hell yeah, she loved it. Loved it. I would be sitting in the office and like, that's where she would come in and out. She would just come up to the door with like another dead rat in her mouth. And I'm like, thanks, babe.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
I would love to clean this up for you.
Yeah. Do you want to finish that thing off and then leave it in the neighbor's yard, please? Instead of this like half dead, miserable, pathetic, like I'm like, don't make me feel bad for a rat right now.
But just so you know, everyone in New York City who listens to this, all 8 of them, heard you flex about having a backyard. I just want you to know that.
Oh, good, because I was flexing pretty hard. Having a backyard's not all it's cracked up to be.
Oh boy. Okay. I can't with this. Do you still live in that apartment?
No, I moved. They jacked a COVID rent, jacked it up $13.50.
That's fucking crazy.
An additional, for those of you not in New York, that's an additional $13.50 a month.
Yeah.
They tried to raise the rent.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's too bad. That was a cute apartment.
It was a cute apartment. I have another cute apartment. I'm similarly in a worse neighborhood.
Yeah.
I'm like, I won't ruin the standard of my life. I'll ruin the quality of the neighborhood.
Sure.
That's all right.
See, well, with you going to it, you're ruining the quality of the neighborhood.
To those people, yes, for sure. You know what I mean?
Is it a similar like new type building or is it like an older building?
No, this one's now like an old building and
like my building.
Yeah, and it's like in the thick of like where it's popping, you know, like
I love when it's popping.
You know, like multiple food trucks on my street and like whole tables full of families.
Hell yeah.
At it, and like
I love it.
Churros and all the shit, you know, like it's constantly like multiple people with speakers facing out of their cars and out of their homes.
Having a good ass time.
Like, like, nah, I don't care if none of us can hear any of it. Fuck it. You know, it's like that.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great.
I feel the same way, but my neighborhood, like it'll be popping, and then especially when there's like shows and stuff at Barclays. I live near Atlantic Barclays. Don't stalk me. And
I know I was hesitant about saying Maria Hernandez, even though it's just a park with infinite directions outward from it.
Well, I would love for our fans to be that like obsessed with us that's like
Here's
a concern.
Thing, though, it only takes one fan that sucks. To ruin the whole thing.
Yeah. And I look forward to that.
Yeah, I know. I pray for
Someone's got to end me.
I pray for your stalking.
Thank you so much. I don't think I've ever been. No, actually, I take that back. There was one dude that was like a little stalkery, but he backed off, which is good. I don't think I give off "you should stalk me" energy at all.
I'd be scared of you.
Yeah, I would like same thing with like. Well, anyway, we don't have to get back into that. I talked about in the last episode. You've been stalked. Oh yeah, I forgot to plug Andrea Allen, our producer, who doesn't seem like she would get stalked because of her energy, but still got stalked.
It takes. I mean, they don't care.
Everybody else gets stuff, and I don't. You know.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Have you been stalked?
Not like anything serious. There was once where like in college I thought I was getting stalked, but it was like my friends putting something in my mailbox, but I was like took it so I like freaked the fuck out. And then they were like so scared by my reaction that they like didn't admit to me it was them, you know,
That's
pranking me.
So weird.
Yeah. They thought they were being like fun and funny, and like they were, and I just like lost it because I was like, oh my God. I always think I know who it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always think I know who's stalking me, and then I'm like, this person's out to get me, and they're like, wait, who? And we were just fucking around. There was one time, you know, Karen Fian, friend of the show. And
friend of the pod.
We were working together, and she sent me flowers anonymously on Valentine's Day, but I had just broken up with someone that like I had to like block on everything because I was like, you have to stop reaching out to me. I need to be.
So you thought it was him.
So I thought it was him, and so she's like filming me, and I was like, so even though like she's filming me getting these flowers, it should have obviously been like, oh, my friend something. I was like, this better not be Patrick. Just losing it at work.
That's hilarious. Yeah. And then she was like, you dumb bitch. They're for me.
She was like, yeah, they're for me. Nobody loves you, you fucking animal.
That's incredible. I take that back. I was going to say, I don't think I've ever been given like Valentine's Day gifts, like even when I was like in relationships, but that's not true. Like I remember my ex, he brought me a heart-shaped donut to work one time.
Yum.
I know. It was good too. Yeah, no, it was a quality donut.
I love donuts.
I know. They're good. I can't remember the last time I had one.
Yeah, it's not an easy food to just be like, I'm just going to go have one donut.
Well, there's like a donut plant like pretty close to here, but I just never think of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and also I'm too lazy. Like I would have to walk at least an avenue and a half to go get it.
You don't walk?
I mean, I have to walk to the gym already. I feel like that's enough. And now I like dog walk. So.
Oh, okay. So you walk professionally. You can't be doing it recreationally.
I feel like, yeah, I'm not a walker. I'm pretty lazy.
I love to walk.
Oh man, I seamless everything. I almost walked
here.
You did not.
From Bushwick. I did. I almost did. Because it's beautiful out. And I was like, this will be good. I'll get my little steps in. It'll be nice out. And then I spent too much time in the sun of the park. I was like, I will fucking pass out.
Yeah.
And I ran out of time watching YouTube videos about sugar.
About sugar?
like you know, like how different like scientists are studying like this effect of sugar and like all that like weird fitness shit. I just love it in the background, just like shaming me for my every decision.
That's hilarious. I just got done eating macaroons.
Yeah, I mean, I'll eat all this shit and I'll be like, oh my God, this guy is right. I should not be eating this.
Yeah, I only really crave sugary stuff in the morning.
Yeah,
that's the only time that I'm like,
and at night.
So always.
Yeah, I'm not even a sugar person, but now when I think about it, I'm like, I always want something sugary for breakfast. I never give into it. I almost never do it.
Oh really?
I don't, because I'm like, I do it once, I'll do it forever. I know me.
Yeah.
Like, I won't, like, I live across the street from a McDonald's. Now people are really going to circumlocate me.
That's so scary to me, living that close to McDonald's.
But I haven't gone there once. I've lived there for almost a year. I haven't gone there.
That is so impressive.
Once.
I like McDonald's breakfast, especially.
In fairness, Tim has gone there and brought me back things.
Okay. All right.
But that's like someone else is like, I am definitely already gonna go there and I'm gonna be bringing food back from there. And
that
I'm
you're
like,
going to be jealous of.
yes. So
Yeah.
that's a, you have to admit, that is some semblance of willpower.
No.
Okay, well, Andrea's nodding yes, so I will take 50% of the room.
I mean, I get that you wouldn't have gone if he hadn't gone,
Never
but you
would've gone.
still caved and were like, yeah, I want stuff.
But also, Egg McMuffins are good, and I don't consider them trash like the rest of their menu.
I do the sausage burritos, like the double burritos with the hash brown.
They make burritos?
Yeah.
Did you know this?
I mean, I think I knew this since I'm the one who brought it up.
Have you heard of this? Have you
Yeah,
seen
this
this?
is the first time. Thanks for
They
letting
make
me know.
burritos in
Little
every
sausage
McDonald's, or
burritos.
just like some
All of them. They used to have a
in
different
a tortilla?
Yeah,
Tortilla?
with an R.
Yeah. You know,
They-
it's L's and R's different. They swap them.
Yeah, thanks for letting me know. They used to have a different burrito that was so sexy and good. It was called the McSkillet, and I'm
Skillet burrito.
I miss it. Yeah,
So it was like little pieces of potato and egg and cheese
yeah, and meat.
in little sausagey lumps.
Yeah,
And then they put it in a tortilla. I would never think to get a
it was
tortilla
so
from
good.
McDonald's.
it was so good. I mean, neither would I. Like, it's because I discovered it on the menu one time and then just never looked back.
Discovered it on the menu.
Yeah, you're like looking at like
Does Michelin know about these?
you're looking at the the McMuffins or whatever, and then you go, oh, burritos, what? I'm gonna try it, and then you try it, and then you're hooked for life.
Once I'm in a McDonald's, I'm getting the one thing I would like. I want.
Well, but that's what I do now. Like, that's my one thing that I want, and then if it's lunch or dinner, then it's the number 2. Well, now it's called the 2A. But a quarter pounder, hold the pickles and the onions with a medium fry and a Diet Coke.
Hold the pickles and onions.
Yeah, the onions on there are just like, there's something wrong with them.
Okay, disagree. And pickles are great, and especially when they're nice and warm on a.
Okay, so I love pickles, but I don't like them on burgers. I don't know.
I guess.
Or I don't like them hot, and the pickles are hot on
Yeah.
there. Like, I want the pickles chilled.
Yeah, they get hot on there, and it's only acceptable on a McDonald's burger.
Which is fine. I used to do the pickles, and I recently changed my tune.
All right, listen.
Let me live my life.
I can't stop you.
What? I mean, you could try.
I could not. I could not dedicate my life to stopping this.
But I would love if you did.
I'm going to have to let this go.
Yeah. It's going to be hard, but this is your moment to level up. What's your thing? What do you order?
Well, I never do. But
if Tim's getting you
Tim
stuff.
is getting something, I would get an Egg McMuffin and orange juice.
Oh, really?
And maybe
it's probably
a
really
hash brown.
sugary orange juice, huh? It's probably delicious.
Minute Maid, but of course, all orange juice is sugary, and of course, McDonald's always has the best of every beverage.
Yeah.
So I don't know what but most it actually just comes in a bottle, so it's like pre-bottled, but it has the McDonald's thing, so they probably mix it up themselves.
Oh boy, that's
McDonald's.
I think they just put a different label on it. That's all.
It's very good.
Yeah. I mean, all orange juice is very good. It's orange juice.
And then I'll do a coffee at home. I don't.
You don't. Well, yeah,
Tim
their
likes-
coffee is scalding. Like, that shit sucks.
Well, you can. That's not a permanent condition.
Why? Because you can just put creamer in it.
No, because it'll cool down in time.
Well, no, but I don't mean that. I mean, like, the beans are
They've
burned.
been burnt.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scalded.
There you go. Sorry.
That's irreparable.
My bad.
Sorry, we just live in a business of words, and I think you should respect them.
Business of words. Just like a business of ferrets. Yeah.
A business of ferrets?
That's what a group of ferrets is called. A
Wait,
business.
shut up.
I will not.
Cool. I love that.
Isn't
Cool.
that
New
funny?
fact.
I can't think of any
business of ferrets?
any group of animals that would be less likely to run a business than
But
ferrets.
Also, come on. We saw them in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. They were like a whole team working together. And they wore
Are
little
they
suits
ferrets?
and ties.
I totally forgot about that.
They're ferrets.
It's been so long since I've seen that movie. Like, I
Rewatch.
couldn't even tell you how long. Like, probably 20 years.
Rewatch it.
Okay.
The ferrets, man, they fucking rule.
When was the last time you watched it?
I don't know.
Okay. But you remember the ferrets, which is so crazy.
You know, it's like one of those movies, like once it's been like a really long time, I'm like, yeah, let's watch that.
My friend dressed up one year as, I was going to say Jessica Chastain as a Jessica Rabbit, which those are not dissimilar.
They're not dissimilar.
And man, she has like a model's body, you know what I mean? So she like...
Your friend does?
And she like pulled it off and it was crazy. I was like, you literally look like her.
If I could ever look like her, I would never not look like her.
Right.
That isn't, I mean, I guess unless I like needed
yes, you
to
would,
like
because it'd be
go
so much
shopping.
work.
Yeah.
It'd be so much work to like make yourself look like that's how I feel when you go to shows and like women's hair is actually done. Like they've like put it like,
oh yeah.
And I'm like, how are you just carving out 40 minutes for that? Like I would never.
So sometimes what I do, sometimes I'll do it, you know, because my hair is insane. And it's like, if I don't wrangle it on purpose, it's going to look like ass right now. As you can all tell, it looks great. But, but like you do it once and then like, I'll wear that hair for 3-4 days.
Oh, sure.
Dry shampoo, different sprays, all this.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's 40 minutes amortized over 4 days. Now that's like 10 minutes a day. And I think we can all spare 10 minutes a day, but you have to do it.
I'm really busy like burning my time doing nothing. I just don't know if I could carve it out.
I do understand that watching YouTube videos about sugar and shit. I get it. I get it. Listen, I don't want to be doing that either. I've taken meetings curling my hair so that way I could sit and watch YouTube.
I've taken meetings cooking duck l'orange in the kitchen.
Shut up.
Yeah.
That's funny. Did people hear like the oven or like things, timers beeping and stuff?
It's just like it's my own department. It's my own team. So they don't care.
They work for you.
Well, I mean, a couple of them work for me, but like my boss doesn't give a shit because I get my work done. So she's like, if Maria's, muted herself and like working in the background but paying attention to the meeting, like I don't care.
Great.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a psychopath for sure.
No, fuck it. Listen, I mean, COVID was the best thing that ever fucking happened to me and a lot of people. And we all need to start like, you know what I mean?
Acknowledging it.
I mean, I think a lot of us have acknowledged it. Like, give me a break. My life was unlivable before going into an office 5 days a week. And I have a good job and I like my job. But I was like, I'm going to blow my brains out doing this every day like this.
I don't know how we were doing it. Like, do you remember the first time you socialized, like after lockdown, and you spent a couple of hours with people and you were like, went home and then you had to nap for 3 hours because it was so exhausting to interact?
Yeah. I don't have that sharp memory because,
you were too wasted.
I kind of kept hanging out with
Oh my God, Myka!
like, not like in a big way, but like
just groups of 30.
I remember the first time hanging out with a group outside, like at an outdoor bar, and being like, wow, that felt like really renewing for me. But it was like at a bar and I got shit-faced and then it was like late at night. So then I go home. So it was like normal.
Yeah.
It didn't feel tiring to me. But now like going to work, I go to work 1 to 2 days a week and I come home and I'm just like, just
exhausted.
I'm like, how did I do this every day? Go out, do sets afterward.
Yep.
How did I'm like toast and grumpy.
Yeah.
Like, I took a train into Times Square and back today. Disgusting.
Well, not only that, but like I used to go to the gym in the morning before I would go to work. I would go to 8 a.m. gym class. So I would get up at like 7:40.
And do sets at night?
You
weren't getting enough sleep. Or did you sleep during the day at some point?
No, I would just like try to get home by 11 so I could get 8 hours. But And
then you just go straight to sleep?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. I mean, I was younger. It's easy to fall asleep when you're young.
I guess. I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I mean...
Have you never been a good sleeper?
I have very bad sleep hygiene, or at least I did until sleep hygiene. See, this is the YouTube talking.
Yeah. What the fuck does that mean? Does that mean like looking at screens and stuff?
Yep. It's exactly it. Sleep, looking at screens, preparing yourself mentally and physically to go to sleep, which, like part of the process is like getting in your pajamas, taking your makeup off, turning screens off at X amount of time before you sleep.
I hate taking my makeup off.
I almost never do it.
Yeah.
Almost never do it. Even, you want to know, too, is I started to do it. I did sober month, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm not like fucking shit-faced coming home, I don't really have that much of an excuse. And so I would like do a little routine and like retinol for the first time. And it's like the habit just even though I have all the time in the world, I don't want to sit and take my makeup off.
Yeah. Well, it's annoying. Like the water drips everywhere, and like it's like there's like 2 layers to it. Like you have to really like work at it to get it off.
You have to get it off, and then you have to cream up your face and all your fucking holes. And there's a thing.
Fucking
and
holes.
It's, I mean, you know, I bought this mask and it has been on my to-do list for a month. It's just a face mask. It takes 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You put it on, you have to wash your face first, then you stick the thing on, set the timer, 2 minutes, you wash it off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh,
I couldn't
possibly do that.
I have like 8 of those that I have not done.
That I'm like, I have tooth whiteners. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I buy this? I'm never going to do it.
Yeah. Because you did. Because it like, you're like, I'm going to be a different person now. And it's like, no, you're not.
I quit drinking. I thought that would make me a different person. It hasn't. I'm like, nothing. I'm like, it just won't.
Why'd you decide to quit drinking? I mean, it's a money saver for sure.
It's not really for me.
No?
Because a lot of the drinks I get for free.
Sure.
Right? So I'm drinking because I'm out doing shows. And so that was free. So like I thought I would be saving a lot of money. I don't really think that I have.
You probably save more than you realize.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Because like you're paying for some of the drinks.
Yes. I'm sure I am. I haven't. You want to know why I'm not saving money? Because I replaced that habit
with Ubers.
Ubers were there both ways.
Yeah.
Because come home drunk, that's dangerous. But also like now I'm alert and scared. So I'm
it's laid out.
It's laid out. But I replaced it with online shopping. And that is way more expensive.
Yes, it is.
That dopamine rush is way more expensive than tipping out a bartender.
Yeah. 100%. No, I went through a year and a half of that during COVID. Mm-hmm. And now I'm out of it. Thank God.
Yeah. I went through it's never fully gone. I go through phases where I'm like, okay, you fucking did a binge.
Yeah.
All right. Return what you can and just move on with your life. You know?
Oh man, shopping is so addictive.
It's nuts.
And now you can just do it at home. Like you used to have to go out to a store and like spend an afternoon there like shopping.
Oh no,
and
it's
like
so much better.
It's so much better, but it's so much easier to get addicted to it because the investment is so much lower of your time. You can just go online, you order 2 sizes of everything from 8 stores. Yes. They deliver it. You try all that shit on. You tell yourself, well, it's so cute and it's already in my apartment. So even though I like don't need it at all, like I'm keeping it.
Totally.
And then you spend 18 hours of your life doing online returns.
Oh my God. All I do is do online return or like
exhausting.
Shipping returns. I sent back a pair of shoes that I'm like, they're never going to take them back. They're $170 shoes. I'm like, what are you? Sneakers that are going to look like ass in like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? Like that kind of money, like I believe in shoes. Right?
Believe in shoes?
I believe in spending money on shoes.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Because that can fuck up your whole body.
Absolutely. Right? Well, and also, like, shoes are fucking cute.
Shoes are cute. Shoes are fucking cute. But I'm like, I don't even like these. And now, I wore them once, and I'm sitting there scrubbing the bottom with the toothbrush. I'm like, for what?
Yeah.
Like, this is psycho shit. Just try them on in the store, then you know you don't like them.
Yeah.
You won't take them home to begin with.
Yep.
Too much work.
Oh, it's so tiring being a woman.
I'm broke. I don't take my makeup off. Nothing has changed. I'm still disgusting.
Yeah, that's okay. We're all disgusting. I went to the gym earlier. Haven't showered yet, so.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I love it.
Eventually I'll shower. It'll happen sometime in the next 3 days.
I was laying in the sun. I didn't shower before I saw you.
Yeah, but I don't think you need to shower after that. I don't think that's specifically. Were you in a bikini? Like, what were you doing? Oh, yeah.
I am serious about the sun. In my backyard, when I had it, I could lay in the sun out there. That was my favorite thing. I do have a backyard at this place. It's tiny and it's full of trees. And I'm like, there's no sun in here.
Oh, all these fucking trees. How dare they?
Well, now I don't want the backyard. I'm like, this is a fucking waste. I don't have nothing to do with this. It's just a bug factory.
You can't BBQ back there?
Can? Yeah, I could. I'll be over.
Yeah. We'll BBQ. Do you remember when I did your podcast and you guys gave me all those mushrooms that didn't work?
They didn't work?
They didn't work.
Really?
Yeah. It was so weird. And you guys
didn't tell me that part. You didn't tell me they didn't work.
No, I did. Maybe I told Tim and not you. So Myka has a live-in roommate. I guess they're all live-in, but roommate/boyfriend.
Roommate/boyfriend. He is my boyfriend. Fans, all right. Before you come stalking me, I am taken by a man with no sex drive. So thank you.
Is it you or is it him? I thought you each accused each other of it being the other one.
I'm sure it's both of us, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, man, I haven't had to tell him no for sex in a while.
Oh my God. Well, maybe that's because you're just saying yes so constantly.
No, I mean, I think I finally found someone who has a worse sex drive than me. I was like, we still fuck, right? Like, that's the thing we do.
You're like checking with him.
Maybe he is my roommate. Shit.
That's not so bad.
We love each other.
Oh, yeah, you're in love and shit. I don't think I've ever heard you say anything like sweet like that out loud before in your life. You're always such a tough guy.
Yeah, but I figure no one's like really listening, you know.
Thank you so much.
If you guys see Tim, don't tell him I said shit.
So maybe that's the advice question I'll ask you. How long have you been with Tim? Has it
4
been
years.
4 years?
Yeah.
And how do you how do you keep a relationship healthy and going?
Well, I mean, you got to stop having sex after the first year. That's a given. And then, that'll complicate things, make passions too high, hard to make reasonable decisions like that. I mean, I can't really give advice on this because Tim is the easiest person in the world to know. Like,
that's a huge compliment.
He is. Andrea is like, no, he's not. Well, maybe he doesn't. Oh,
she smiled.
I thought you were like, he's so easy to get along with. He's so easy to get along with, and like literally nothing offends him. And so it's like, when you're someone like me, right?
Andrea's losing her mind off camera too.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's huge. You know, like I've just dated insecure bitch after insecure bitch, and I'm like, you fat piece of shit. And he's like, ah ha ha. I'm like, you're so funny. You know, like. And for years now, he thinks I'm funny. He thinks my rudeness is funny. Like, yeah. So I'm like, that's not a tip. The tip is find someone who like doesn't take themselves too seriously.
Yeah.
That's the tip.
That's not a bad tip at all.
But the thing is, it's a great tip, except that like there's a limited number of people like that. And maybe also you don't deserve someone like that. Like you at a certain point, you also have to be like,
what's reasonable for me?
Like, are you a good enough person to deserve someone really?
I think I absolutely deserve someone like that. I'm a great girlfriend.
Sure. I bet you are. But like, you know what it's hard to find people without a billion hangups.
Yep. Well, and it's like we all have hangups, but it's like, can you manage them? Mm-hmm. I think it's far more like, can you manage them? And like when you're in a low place, like, can you still be a decent human being like to other people when you're in a low place?
Totally. I saw something on Twitter. Someone's advice was be with somebody where their default emotion is happy. Where their default is happy. And I'm like, that is great advice. And that's what I have right now. But I don't know that that's true of me.
Yeah.
So based on that person's advice, be really like easygoing and happy all the time. That's not me at all.
I don't agree with that. Like, I don't think that's realistic. Like, I don't think it's like the baseline happy, but I think it's like baseline, like, affable. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
yeah,
nice.
Just like, I mean, Tim wakes up, good morning, like this, and then he sings little songs, and he goes little kisses for the family, and then he kisses me, and then he kisses the cat, and like, I'm every fucking morning, even if he's hungover, even like whatever, like some people wake up like that.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
And it's hard, like, even though it's like, shut up.
It's also fucking cute.
It's like, yeah, it's hard, like, you can't really have a bad day when someone's like, making things very lovely.
Making things lovely, and also like, just, you know, I mean, it's boring, but it's true. Like, just being in love with someone. Yeah. Like, you get to have so many, like, you know, you get endorphins and like oxytocin and like all those chemicals that put your brain, even if it's in a bad place, like in the most optimal, you know, like state that it can be in.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So find someone mentally stable, I guess.
I have, no big deal.
But that's the thing but here's the thing is I feel bad giving that advice because not everybody is mentally stable and they don't deserve love.
Oh, I mean, I'm arguably not mentally stable. Like, I have bipolar, and
you
like,
are not just arguably not mentally stable. You are diagnostically not mentally stable. But what some might say that my mental illness isn't stable.
Well, no, but you can have mental illness and be stable. Like, if your meds are working.
Yes.
And my meds were not working. They're like, I was trying different meds for like the last 4 months, and it was a fucking nightmare. But now I'm on a med that works, and it's been. Well, I dated this guy for like a minute at the end of 2021, but I broke up with my ex in April 2020. Like, literally, like, we got 2 weeks into the pandemic, and we're like, we should break up.
That is a wild move.
And then we peacefully cohabitated for 3 more months, and then I moved out and I moved here. but anyway, but now I'm finally like, because I don't think of myself as someone who's like, I want to be in a relationship. Like I don't think that way at all. But I am kind of boy crazy at the same time. Like it's sort of a weird dynamic I think that's more of a horny thing.
But boy crazy to me reads as crush.
Yeah.
And crush is not just sex. Crush is like, I want this person to like adore me.
Yeah.
Which is a different.
Which I definitely want. Like, who doesn't want to be like, yeah. I've said before, it's like, I don't want to have sex with everyone, but I want everyone to want to have sex with me.
Yes.
Which I think is just fair.
That's just narcissism.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if everyone would be like, I don't want everyone to want to have sex with me.
Yeah.
I want a few key people.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't mean literally. Like,
yeah. And then I want everyone else to be fine with the idea of it.
Yeah.
Like don't be disgusted at the idea.
Yeah.
But like, I don't need you to be like horning for me.
I just want, I mean, I obviously do not want so many, like, there's so many people that I do not want to be actively like thinking about me that way. But definitely like every person that I'm even lightly attracted to, I'm like, well, you better be attracted to me too. That's only fair.
Yes. I mean, and who wouldn't be?
Oh, you stop it.
You're a babe.
You flirt.
You're a babe.
You flirt.
I can flirt all I want.
I am supposed to have sex next week, which is exciting.
Ooh,
yeah.
Scheduled sex.
What are you saying?
Scheduled sex.
Oh yeah, dick appointment. Yeah, absolutely.
It's dick o'clock.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But next week, that's funny though. Is he like an out of towner or something? Or she? Sorry, or they?
It's a he. He's a he. No, I just like my work schedule, his work schedule. You know what I mean? Like I have spots and stuff and whatever, and he works at night. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's hard even for single people to fuck.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the convenience for you is that you guys are like literally in the same space every night. But then the familiarity, I think, like.
It's the convenience makes it.
There's no thrill of the chase.
Yeah. Cause it's like, well, we could have sex right now or we could have sex tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or,
or
like
whatever.
It doesn't matter. No one's going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like there's zero like risk that we're going to run out of opportunities to bang.
Yeah. So it makes it hard to like, it's like if one of you went out of town for 2 weeks, you'd probably like, oh, we should have sex before you leave.
We still kind of do that, but even that's kind of waiting because we both travel so much that it's like,
yeah,
I'm busy getting ready for this trip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I need to get good sleep before the trip, or I just got back from traveling. I'm exhausted. Like, it's almost, you know what I mean? All those like same excuses. It's like,
Oh, totally. That's so funny. Yeah. There's that guy. And then there's this other guy that I want to have a crush on me. And like we have sex together. And he sort of does. Like he does whenever we hang out.
I like how you said together. We have sex together.
We have sex.
Yes.
With each other. But he's out of town a lot. But I think he's also just like, I don't think he thinks about me that way, which is fine. Like I'm not like desperately in love with him or anything.
Yeah, I'm not like talking about it on my podcast right now. It's cool. It's
Listen, there's only so much content happening in my life.
Yeah.
And there's several hours that have to be filled every month.
listens?
I don't think he listens.
What if he listened? How would he feel about this podcast?
I'm not worried about it.
Yeah.
No. It's fine.
Okay.
He may or may not know that it's him. He knows. He would know.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's like.
Do I know him?
No, he's not a comic. Neither of these guys are comics.
It's only interesting to me when I know them. I want the guy.
I know. I haven't. It's been so long since I've had sex with a comedian.
Good for you.
I know. Thank you so much.
That really is an achievement, more than like any kind of sobriety or like a PhD. It's just like days since. That's like a real achievement, days since fucking a comic.
Yeah.
It's
well, I mean,
easy.
I was also in a relationship with a non-comic for 5 years, so it was very easy to not fuck a comic.
You got used to it.
Yeah.
You got.
Well, and it's like it's
got
not
right with Jesus.
It's not as though there's no temptation there. Like everybody gets horny or whatever, but I just haven't been propositioned by some. Well, no, I guess I was propositioned one time, but like other than that, like I'll tell you after.
One time. Oh yeah, I'm sure in your decade of comedy, you've been propositioned once.
I mean, in the like since the pandemic.
Okay.
Yes. But in like propositioned in a very direct way where he was like, do you want to fuck? You know what I mean? Like where it wasn't like, oh, I'm going home. Like, should we split an Uber? Yeah. Oh, maybe you should just get out of my stop. Like, let's go upstairs and have like watch a movie. Like,
oh, this bar's still open. Maybe we'll just get one more right by my house.
Yeah, that's so crazy. Also, I don't drink, so it's much easier to like not get drunk and then be like, meh, what are you gonna do?
Nobody drinks anymore.
Yeah, we're not
Is
fun.
this a thing?
Well, I don't do it because of my meds.
Right.
Like if I wasn't on my meds, like I'm actually good at drinking. Like I can get not wasted. You know what I mean? Like I know when to stop. I mean, not always, like we all like to, turn it up, but I just like feel so much better not drinking. Like I hate feeling, I'm so used to not doing it now that like I hate feeling bloated. Like I'll drink on my birthday and I'll drink some champagne at Christmas with my uncle. Cause he makes oysters and it's just like, they're so good together. But that's like, I just like it fucks with your sleep, even if you have like one.
Yeah.
And like you are like, as soon as you quit drinking, you immediately like lose 5 pounds because
I didn't.
But you're also tiny.
Pissed me off so much.
You have nothing to lose.
Not according to the trolls on every social media.
Oh my God. Yeah. But like, take a look at their profile pics. Like,
I know. I'm like, why are you just a fucking meme? Why can't I make fun of how you look? Why are you Wojak?
There was this guy came on and like told me that I was ugly, and then I looked at his profile pic and I was like, dude, you look like a truck stop fucked a potato. Like this is so crazy that like you think that like I'm in the category for you to assess how I look and like have feelings about it.
Oh, and it's such like all they want is to jack off to the response. You know, like I know, but it's.
Well, and I was telling Sarah that like on the last episode, I'm like, now what I do is whenever I get a comment like that, I reply back and like heartily agree. And then they disappear because they're like, oh, she's not upset. Like I was trying to upset her, and I'm like, I finally figured out how to win. And then I immediately forget about the comment because I like didn't like clap back and like hurt their feelings, and then they clap back again, and that whole thing where you like just work yourself up, like trying to like smash them down.
Yeah, Tim loves to argue with the haters. I'm like, you gotta knock it off. I was
so
like,
much more.
You feed them. You feed the trolls. I block, which I think is a controversial move because I'm like, now they get what they want.
Lots of people blocked.
But I'm just like, you just don't exist now.
Yeah.
For as much as you want, you have to create a whole other account to annoy me. You're not going to. And if you are, I'll just block that one.
Well, but you don't have to because like any accounts they create, like, when you do the block, like, so you can, and it's like, who's clicking not that one?
And they all follow. It's always someone who follows me. And I'm like, okay, well, now you're like, and it's always, because it's like always podcast people, I'm in the pod. I'm like, well, if you're so interested in what's going on, now you've lost one more window into it, dumb fuck.
Yeah, I like it, and I guess they're never like mean enough that I'm like, I need to block this person because they're gonna come back.
Well, it's because you're beautiful, so it only takes. Do
you not know that you're hot?
I am also a Jew, and that brings up a lot of intense hatred in people. I'm
a secret Jew, but that doesn't matter.
Are you?
Yeah,
that's right.
My dad's side.
Well, yeah.
But we were never practicing.
So that's that's not what they care about, but okay.
Yeah.
It's all the things. I don't know. I have a lot of just like fucking, I get so much anti-Semitic shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How do they even know?
Because of my face and demeanor.
What?
And probably because I say I'm a Jew on podcasts. But
yeah, that'll do it.
Sorry, I keep drinking into the microphone.
Nobody cares.
Okay.
That's our listeners like to jack off to that.
They like the sound of the ice. Should I crunch it too?
So do you and Tim ever fight?
Not very often.
Yeah.
Almost never. But like it's and if we do, it's never something important. You know what I mean? Like we've never been in a really big like, oh fuck.
Like a blowout. I don't know if we're gonna break up.
Never once. It's always just like, we have a podcast together, Great Hang with Myka and Tim. And
plug.
And
check it out, guys. They have Patreon too.
Like he does most of the work for it, but I have like a full-time job, and so like, you know what I mean?
You're covering more of the expenses, yeah.
Well, it's not just that, but just my time like is more limited, and so like maybe we'll get into an argument about like, did you charge the camera? No. And I'm not ready to go yet. And he's like, like, I just want to go outside for once today before. And he's like, well, I have to get this thing up. And it's like these little spitter spats that like, then we record the podcast and no one remembers any of it.
Right.
Yeah. Like little shit, but it's also like we're dating and we have a professional thing to navigate.
Relationship. Yeah.
Or like maybe, someone left a sock. It's never anything. It's never anything.
Yeah. And you have mutual love for Toe, your cat, who's the center of your heart.
She's the center of the universe.
I remember when you first got her. Oh my God. She was just a little tiny thing. And you were in that apartment where I had sex with your short-term roommate.
I always forget that happened. That's so funny. That was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Well,
That's the first time I did Molly too.
That was the first time you did Molly. No, I was dating somebody else, and we were both on Molly, and we just sat on the couch outside and listened to you guys.
Oh my God.
That was a good time.
Fatima, that chick is so hot. I follow her on Instagram now because I thought about her a couple months ago.
Maybe I'll stalk her too. She was too cool for me. She was so cool.
Yeah, super cool. Her boyfriend at the time, I think, was a DJ. We were both cheating on our boyfriends with each other. I mean, mine wasn't officially my boyfriend yet.
She wasn't officially in a relationship either, I don't think.
She was, I think we were in the same situation where we were like in a situation that was going to become serious, but like wasn't quite yet. Like I think we were both on a cusp.
Yeah, she was really fucking hot.
Because she was flying out like the next day, I think, to see him.
Oh, right. I forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
That era was like a really good party era.
Yeah.
I
that
think.
Was fun. That was at Matchless.
Rest in peace.
And
Bar Matchless.
R.I.P. Yeah. And I did Molly, and then she was dancing with Will Miles, and then I took her from Will Miles and I took her home.
And you know what? Now he's like married with a kid, and so
I know to Julia, which I love.
Yeah, maybe like.
And apparently, I introduced those two. They told
really?
me they told me that I introduced them, which is really cute.
You don't remember it? Good for you.
I mean, you introduce so many comics to each other, like whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I think I have like, I think, you know, when you have like an implanted memory that like someone tells you did a thing, so you like remember doing the thing when you really don't.
Yeah.
Like I think I remember introducing them at Knitting Factory, but who knows where it happened, and who knows if I actually remember it or I just think I did.
Yeah, you probably did.
So you guys don't really fight, and he's the easiest person to get along with in the world. When did you guys meet? Do you remember your origin story?
Kind of.
I love that I called it that, and like you're a fucking superhero instead
origin
of
story. I mean, I met him a few times before I remembered who he was, because he's like friends with like the Chicago crew of comics, you know. So like, he would come and hang out at Cobra, which is where my show is for the listeners.
Plug it.
Cobra Club every Friday night at 9. The show's called Live from Outer Space. Come check us out.
Yep, Mike is going to book me on it real soon.
Yeah, sure. I will book you on that real soon.
I'll just come hang.
Come hang too. It's a great hang, and so he would come and hang. Like maybe one of his friends.
It's going to be the summer, so we can go hang on the patio.
It's beautiful out.
Yeah,
we're fucking hanging and banging.
Sick.
So yeah, like he kept coming, and I just assumed like, I don't know. You know what I mean? He was like trying to get a spot or whatever. Like he's just some like fucking another average looking white guy named Tim
in comedy.
So I was like, okay, fine, great. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm running a show. I'm busy. And eventually I remember thinking he was like funny. And like there was one night,
which he is.
He's really, really funny. But like I didn't really take it in until like one night we were like stayed at Cobra till like 3 or 4 in the morning, and just us bappity. And you don't have one of those nights where you're like, oh
yeah,
this is it. This is obvious. You know, that we are like the same. Yeah. So I don't know if it was like a romantic connection, but we were like just next thing you know, it's like we look and it's like
it's 3, 4 a.m.
and it's like, oh fuck, I gotta. So yeah, that's us.
Did you go home that night together?
No. I actually kind of had to like make him fuck me for the first time. He was like he's not very like pursuant like that. He doesn't really date, you know what I mean? And so I guess he had a crush on me while I was still dating someone else. I didn't know this.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Can you blame him?
No. I do. I blame him for my lot in life now in a happy relationship. Fucker.
Sorry that you're not out there.
I could have been trolling the streets.
Fucking
causing more mental damage.
What do you think would happen if you told him you wanted an open relationship?
He would break up with me.
You think so?
I know so.
You know so because he told you already?
Yeah, preemptively has multiple times talked about how he could not vibe with that.
Yeah, which I get it. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, like, I think it's the similar thing when I was talking about before, like that person I was in a polyamorous relationship with, like, it's all about the person, right? Because like there was this guy that I was dating that like there's no way I would be able to stand if he wanted to do like an open thing. But then there's other people I could date, and not because I don't like them as much, but I could be like, yeah, I can vibe with that. Like that's totally fine. Like when you're out of town, like do your own thing, like whatever.
Because you know what it would mean to them.
Yeah.
Right. And so like, it's like, I think I understand that.
Yeah.
And like with Tim, like I know if I were to like step out on Tim, it wouldn't be for love. It would be because like, hey, I actually have a chance to fuck this really fucking hot dude
or whatever
it is. You know what I mean? And like, it would be like a fun, exciting moment. I think mentally I could do that. I wouldn't because I loved him and I know that would hurt him.
Yeah.
But if Tim were cool with it, I think I could. Whereas
that's not how he works.
Right. But like other people I date, I'd be like, ooh, like I might not love you enough that like I might be fucking them because I'm looking for an ounce.
Something else.
Right.
Yeah.
With Tim, I'm like, no, I love him so much. He's the guy for me.
Yeah.
That I know anything else would be like just a fully
sensual,
sensual experience.
Yeah. Oh my God. I've never heard you like this corny in your life. Like I love it so much.
At this
You're
point,
such a softie.
At this point, like, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I have to convince myself that this is the best relationship ever, or it's like I got to get out of it.
Okay, well, you really found a way to bring that down.
But no, I mean, everybody loves him. He's so great. Like,
yeah.
How could I not?
This is like usually I tell dudes like don't fuck it up, but like this is a like you don't fuck it up. Huh?
I know everybody loves Tim.
Yeah,
I knew that was gonna happen.
I mean, I love you too. I mean, I love you first because I knew you first.
No,
like,
but I'm an ornery shitbag who's rude and stuff, and so I mean, so was Tim, but
yeah,
in
it's
a
just
more
different.
likable way.
He's more like, oh shucks.
He's a lovable idiot.
Yeah.
He's very smart, but he plays the idiot so well that nobody, like, there's no
one suspects that deep down he's evil.
Yeah. He takes an L very well. That's like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he's happy to take the L.
He's happy to take the L. I'm not. And it's like, it punishes me at every turn. Just take the L, Myka. It makes you more likable. It moves the conversation along. Like, you don't have to fight back.
Yeah, but it's hard to. Like, I was not raised to take the L at all. Like, I was raised to keep going until the bitter end.
I think it's maybe a gendered issue as well. Like
maybe,
like,
except
I don't
know. My dad's side of the family where that comes from is lots of men and women, and we are all like that.
Yeah, what am I talking about?
It is the Jewish side of the family. I will say that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. You know, we've taken enough L's. The biggest. The Holocaust? Oh, you mean the big L?
They're also, I mean, let's say that it's not a Jewish thing at all. Like, they're also the Brooklyn side of the family. So, like, you know, you gotta stick up for yourself.
Strong. Yeah, and but all that's so toxic. Just take the L.
Yeah.
Just take the L and move on with life.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like a sign of emotional growth, right? Like when you can do that. Because it's funny because like you're saying you can't take the L in real life, but like Tim can't take the L like on Instagram, right? Like he has to like go back and forth.
You're right. Yeah, like he fights with all these fucking... It makes him so... It's the only thing I see him get upset about. I'm like... Oh my God, you don't care about anything, and yet this fucking nobody nothing hiding behind a Reddit username says you're not funny and you're losing it.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
Well, it's, you know, like that's his hang up, right?
It's so funny because I'm like 4 years and I'm like, it creeps. It's not like he's totally perfect, like, but it creeps in these weird ways. I'm like, that shit would never get to me.
Yeah. But we all just have our shit.
Yeah.
Like I like to I'll mix it up in the street. Like I try not to.
You'll mix it up in the street? You'll yell at people in the street?
Yeah.
I love that.
Like I've tried to get better about it because it's not like a safe thing to do. But like there was, I mean, this one was fine, but because it was a woman, so it was like nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But there was this woman and her daughter. I was like running in Prospect Park, flex.
Yeah.
There's a woman and her daughter, and they were just both.
You're like, I don't like to walk. I rather run.
I ran a marathon because my brother died, and I told him I would do it. And now it's over, and I'll never run again. Okay.
Okay.
All
right.
Yeah. But they were both standing, like she's on the phone, her daughter's standing next to her. And I don't blame her daughter because her daughter's like a kid. You know, she was probably like 12 and old enough to like not be an idiot, but whatever. And they're just both standing in the center of like the running path, right? And it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, get out of the way. And so I ran in between them and like pushed them both to the side. I mean, not like hard, but like, and there was really not room on either side because there's people running in the other direction over here. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, get out of the fucking way.
Yeah.
And like I still think about it and it satisfies me.
Oh,
Like,
really?
oh, absolutely. Like
That's one of those things I would cringe about later, being like, did you have to fucking?
Oh,
but
no.
I fucking ice cream people on the street.
she
all the
just
time.
like she's had it coming. Like and like
yeah, she had a kid, and what was she thinking?
it was just
How
like
old was this kid?
she was like probably 12, 13 years old.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was picturing
No, not like it was
like a toddler.
No, I'm not shoving a woman with a toddler out of the way.
Okay.
Like, you can only move so fast with a toddler, and you're still an
Right.
asshole for standing there with your toddler.
But like you're less in control about.
But
what's
I'm not
happening.
pushing
Yeah.
a toddler.
Right. Okay. This is what I was picturing, and I also found it very satisfying.
Yeah, it is. It was satisfying. There was like another like woman that I had to get into it with, and like she was able to like get around me so that like she's like, you're running on the wrong side, and I was like, I'm not running on the wrong side. You're running on the and every time I would run past that point at Prospect Park, I would think about it and get angry
Yes.
like all over again. But and you know how you like regret that you didn't say the thing that you wanted to say, because there's the little white painted people on the cement that tell you like
Right.
what direction you're supposed to be running in, and I like forgot to say that to her to like prove my point. Like I literally like thinking back, I'm like, I should have dragged her by the hair to show her like that's how like just I'll get so angry afterward. And so it's the same thing with like the trolls online is I'm just like enthusiastically like on their side, you get off so much more than like yelling at them. You know what I mean? Because then you're not all worked up afterward. You're like, yeah, totally. Fuck me.
Yeah.
Good point. Like,
Yeah.
And then they leave mad because they didn't get what they wanted out of it.
That's why I prefer to not respond at all, because I'm like,
Yeah, which is also smart. Like,
I'm like, oh, maybe I didn't even see it.
yeah.
And maybe my social media manager just blocks all negative comments before they even come to me because I'm such a big
Ooh,
deal.
You have a social media manager.
No, it's me.
Oh.
But I'm like, they just don't know if I'm ever getting it.
Yeah.
I have a big enough following, not a big following at all, but big enough that it's theoretically possible.
Yeah.
I never saw that comment at all.
Yeah.
And you're just a fucking dick pissing in the wind.
Yeah. Occasionally I'll delete them. Like if they say something that like, I don't know, like makes me feel embarrassed or something like that.
Well, that's the thing too, is there's like this girl comic who I'm not going to say her name because of what I'm about to say next, which is that she's not very funny.
Is it me?
No, she's not very funny, but she does very well online.
Yep.
Right. And I do this thing where we all do, where I'll go specifically to other women because I get so many negative comments. I'll go to their clips just to look for the negative comments to soothe myself that I'm not the only hated person on the internet. And
Yeah.
I'll do it. Good comics, bad comics, but like hers especially, because I'm like, oh, she sucks so much and she has
Yeah.
so many followers. She's got to have so many negative
I
comments.
feel like I know exactly who you're talking about, but we'll talk about it after.
I bet you don't even. There's so many people I'm described that could fall under this thing that like even me, and now I'm thinking of 3 different people. It's a specific person, but
Yeah.
she never has any negative comments ever. And I'm sitting there like, how's that possible? How's that possible?
She deletes them.
She deletes them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, fuck it. Why would I even give someone looking for my negative comments that fucking gratification?
Yeah.
Fuck them. No
Delete it.
negative comments. Suck my dick.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fucking genius. Everybody loves me. That's how it's going.
Yeah, YouTube is the place you can't delete them. That's
It's brutal, but
Vicious.
you can kind of bury them a little bit. And I leave rude shit on YouTube all the time.
oh my god.
I can't wait for you to guess who it is later.
I mean, I'm already queued up.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget to add, like when someone like references somebody on the podcast, and I'm like, we'll talk about this after, and then I always forget afterward, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fucking forget after this one.
Okay, don't forget.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But you have to name all 3 that you were thinking of too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will. It's actually only 2 people I'm thinking of right now.
Ooh,
So maybe
There had to be a third. You liar.
I could, if I thought about it right now, I could think
Sure.
of like a bunch more people.
Yeah.
What, chick comics who are doing well because they're hot?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but
Plenty of 'em.
You can do well because you're hot, and you can be funny. There is that.
100%. But there is a subset of chick
Yes.
comics who are hot, who are doing very, very well, who do not understand joke structure.
Yeah.
So that's
Or
a
they don't understand
community.
what a clip is, that like you're supposed to do a clip where
Yes.
people are laughing. Oh my god, I keep going so inside baseball on these episodes without Gracie, because I'm just like, I
She
forget
doesn't
to
like it
ask.
when you talk about comedy.
No, I'm the one that's actually like, don't do this. Listeners don't care about.
Listeners don't care about comedy.
You know,
They don't
like,
care about comedy. We've gone to the dark side.
I think sometimes they are interested in it. I think at least like when you hear about trolls, I think at least
Yeah.
that's something that's like relatable, you know, and like because you can see it or you can be a troll or like you're looking at other people's negative comments.
So, like what I wouldn't give to not be in entertainment and to just experience social media for what
Just as a regular person.
as a regular person who didn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Who didn't have to be like, here's a video of me not looking my best, but I got this laugh doing this thing. And oh, now you're bringing up the thing that I didn't want you to bring up, which is not the reason why, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, whereas like a regular person is not obliged to be posting so regularly.
Or like is private and it
Yes.
doesn't matter because it's only their friends that follow them and it's just to like share the like, hey, here's my Facebook version of like being a millennial.
My sister's Instagram is pictures of sunsets. It's just pictures of sunsets. Is that some basic shit? Yes. But you want to know, she's a happy person.
Yeah.
Who, like, no one's going to be like, oh, cool picture of a sunset, loser. No, because she only has fucking 200 followers.
Can you imagine if they did though? That would be like you should like get someone to like write that on one of her pictures. That'd be so funny.
Why would I ruin the one? I mean, maybe she's not as happy. Who knows? But like the one happy person in my family, she just and here's a sunset from this place we went to on vacation. It's a different beach, you know. And it's like, and I just look at it and I'm like, and meanwhile, like mine is just like death, destruction, darkness, pedophile jokes, you know, fucking 9/11, blah, you know, just like anything for a laugh, like headshot, show flyer. I'm like, oh, the chaos.
Yeah. Do you like, like one of the fantasies about quitting is like being brave enough to not put yourself through all that anymore.
I mean, it must be and the pandemic did give me that. Like I took a month, I rented an Airbnb in the Poconos. Mm-hmm. May of 2020, because I was living in a high rise at like the epicenter. Like my next door neighbor had COVID. We didn't know how it spread. We share air vents. I was like, I can't. There was like a line. I lived above a grocery store, so there was like a line wrapped around my building constantly. It was just like too
many people,
high octane.
Yeah.
I went to so I was like, I got to see what it'd be like to leave the city. It's, you know, and like just be a regular-ish person. It was still COVID, so like nothing was normal. But like, it was so.
Did you love it?
I loved it. I loved it. I was in the woods and I was like,
I could never live rurally. That's not who I am.
The whole time we were there for a month. The first 3 weeks I was like, I'm never going back to the city. I don't want to do that. When we come back, I'm just going to pack my stuff up and I'm going to buy a little mountain cabin and blah, blah, blah. And I'll just work at a bar or something and blah, blah. And then the last week I was like, could really go to a bar, could really see a bunch of friends right now, could really fuck things up right now, could really go for a show, could really fucking ride a train. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could
just
really
civilization.
I could really just be part of a group of people right now.
Yep. Socializing. It's just like, that's why that like in ancient times, I don't know why I'm wording it like that. Like it was worse to be banished than it was to be sentenced to death.
Yeah.
Because then you
Exile?
have to go be alone.
It sounds nice, but knowing that, do you think it's FOMO that hurts people the most?
Well, yeah. And just like human interaction, like I woke up in a bad mood today and then I went to the gym and like I CrossFit, so you take like a class and you have to interact with other people.
Yeah.
So it's like you're getting the exercise in, which obviously makes you feel better, like moving the bod and whatever. Mm-hmm. But also, as much as you like don't want to socialize with people when you're in a bad mood, it does end up making you feel better because you need human interaction, and humans are social animals.
Unless they suck.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm immediately like, not everybody, not all people.
But these people are fine. Like these people are nice and everyone's there to like do the same thing and it's chill. Like, and you just feel better. Like so I felt better after class and I feel even better now because I have sat down like with a couple of people and like chopped it up. We got Andrea, we got you, I had Sarah earlier. Yeah. And so then when you leave, it's going to get really dark and I'm going to question my reality. But other than that, it's been a great day.
Well, that's nice.
Do you have spots tonight?
No.
Yeah?
No.
Okay, well, I'm coming over, so prepare yourself.
You're coming over to my house?
Yeah.
What?
I'm just letting you know right now.
I'm like, no. What are you talking
Mike is like, you know what? I actually do have spots.
Like, why are you coming to my house? I have shit to do. I was like, I don't have spots. I got a life.
Yeah, you stop it. Don't do that.
What? I have a life?
Yeah, I don't have a life.
Oh. All right. Okay. What are we doing?
We're doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I think that's about it.
Oh, cool.
Unless you have anything else you'd like to review before we close up.
In conclusion,
Sounds like I'm strangely having more sex than you are, even though it's like
most
not that
single
often.
I had more sex when I was single than I am in a relationship.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a lot of relationships.
It was like that need to like prove that I could, you know what I mean? Like that clock counter of how long it's been, like, it's like a connectivity to like society as well. It's like, it doesn't stress me in the same way. Like now I'm like letting my libido take control, which is like, whoops, don't do that.
I was talking to this older woman, and she got breast cancer at one point, and she was saying that like you know how people will like actually do, she's an RN, so they'll actually do like research into like medical studies and stuff like that, which I'm never going to do. And she's like, well, they always try to put you on like this type of treatment, like, cause she's at a point where like she went through menopause. And she's like, I had them put me on estrogen, which they highly recommended against, like, with my history of breast cancer. She's like, but I'm so glad I did it. Like, I had stopped being horny for so long, just felt like a blunted human being. She's like, and then I got on estrogen and I finally felt like a woman again. And I like wanted to have sex again. And I was like, because this woman that I couldn't even tell you her first name, right? Yeah. But she told me she was an RN, and she told me she did these studies and went to this doctor in the UK that like specialized in that or whatever. And now I'm like, oh, okay, eventually I'm going to take estrogen because I want to be horny when I'm old.
Well, here's the thing.
Like, it takes so little for me to like, you know, it's like when you read an article's title and then you're like, well, I know what that's about. I don't have to read the article to get any context at all.
P. Yeah, absolutely. That's what the title is for. Yeah.
So it's like the horniness, I think, is like when we get older, like that will be a thing, but it's like you just get used to the monotony of a relationship and there's no chase.
I mean, it's also Tim is like, his sex drive is so low.
You don't think that he would do it if you initiated?
I mean, sometimes I kind of initiate, but it's like, I'm also like, if it's a free out. Oop.
What is going on?
Chicken's done.
They're like, that's Andrea's way of being like, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. But you know, I'm like, I also don't want to be more horny because I'm like, what am I going to do with it? I still have to like make Tim have to be horny too. Maybe I should give him testosterone. Yeah. Get him to quit drinking. Maybe he'll want to fuck more.
Good luck with that. Do you think you could get Tim to quit drinking?
He took the month off when I did in January, and like, yeah, he doesn't have a problem. Like, he never complained about it that whole month. But then, you know, he when he drinks, he goes hard. What are you gonna do?
Good for him.
Yeah,
he's committed.
Yeah, he's you know, comes from a long line of alcoholics. Like, it's well,
it sounds like he's
part
not.
of his identity.
It sounds like he's not an alcoholic though, because he can just not do it.
Yeah, that's only one. That's only one part of being an alcoholic.
It sounds like he's a binge drinker, because you know how they've kind of like they changed it in the DSM, and it's not like you're an alcoholic or you're not. There's like lots of different varieties of drinkers.
He is a binge drinker, and like no doctor would approve of his drinking.
My friend recently went to the doctor and like just gave like an honest like, here's how much I drink, and their doctor was like, yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. So now she's like cutting back.
Well, so that's exactly, Tim did the same thing, and he told him, and like I was like, you have to like cut back, and Tim was like mad about it for a while. It was one of those things that pissed him off, and I'm like, that's an alcoholic right there. When a doctor's like, you're not healthy, and then you're getting mad at the doctor. I was like, they're just giving you their medical opinion, for which you came.
Yeah.
So
for which you came.
Like, no, you didn't go in wanting to be told to drink less, but that is what you got told. So
yeah, nobody gets any medical like advice that they're like stoked about. They're never like, you should do more coke. You know what I mean? Like,
I never tell them about the coke.
No, I do. I'm so honest.
You're not supposed to, because that can fuck up your insurance.
I'm not worried about it because I don't do it anymore. So I don't have anything. I'll be like, oh yeah, I do it like once a fiscal quarter.
Yeah.
Like, I had never fucked up my insurance. It was fine.
Oh, all right. Good.
Yeah. I mean, I miss all that stuff. I miss mushrooms and coke and like getting stoned sometimes.
I'm sorry the last batch you got from me was a dud. I didn't even know about that.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
I guess they've been in our freezer for a while.
I did some really good ones right before I stopped doing it. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much better than drinking. You need to do some good ones then.
I've done a number. I've probably done mushrooms like 20 times.
Oh, really?
I'm not like, it's not a lot, but it's not a small amount. And I would say I'm 50-50 on good trips. So
yeah,
I don't know. It's always met with a mix of like, do I really want to be doing this?
Yeah. Find out if it's going to be good this time or not. Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, Myka Fox, tell them where they can find you on the socials again.
at MYKAFOX. That's
FOX.
FOX.
Do you also like You've Got Mail?
I love You've Got
I
Mail.
fucking love that movie so much. There's so much. Oh my! And Dave Chappelle's so funny in that.
I know. It's such a corny movie, but I really do love it.
Until it becomes absolutely necessary for me to leave. I always do that. I always take it to the next level in a relationship, and then the next level, and then the next level, until it becomes absolutely necessary for me to leave.
Back in the day.
Oh my God.
Great film.
Yeah.
Yeah. And listen to my podcast, A Great Hang with Myka and Tim. You can witness for yourself the magic of love.
You're gonna have an uptick of at least 7 people.
Fuck yes.
from
Well,
plugging
I hope
this.
you guys let me know that you came from this podcast, and
Yeah.
let me know where you found me.
Yep. And then she'll do nothing with that information.
Yes, I will. I'll be like, hey, dude, you fucking got me like 7 listeners. That was fucking cool as hell. They said hello.
You send me a little text.
Yeah,
A
I
little
will.
hey.
Yeah, follow us on YouTube too. We have a
Great
YouTube
hang.
channel.
Great hang with Tim and Myka.
Thank you so
or is
much
it
for-
Myka and Tim?
I don't know. I think it's Great Hang with Myka and Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the alpha, so that makes sense.
Also, just the pattern of it. Great hang. With
Sure,
Myka
yeah,
and
it
Tim.
ends on an M.
Yeah.
That makes sense. This has been Hot Dad's podcast. Thank you so much for doing it, Myka.
Thank you for having me.
You're a
It was fun.
treasure. I had fun too. That's good. I like it when both of us do.
Yes.
But more preferably me.
Yeah. I hear that, sister.
Yeah. And you can find me on the internet. I've already spelled my name like 19 fucking times, so I won't put you through it again. Check us out on Instagram at Hot Dads Pod. Like, subscribe, share, rate, and review. Most importantly, share. Feel free to do so with your worst enemies, and just tell them like, hey, I fucking hate this podcast. You should check it out. That would be great. And this has been Hot Dads Pod. Thanks, everybody. Bye.